But whenever you're talking about currency, it's always the value of it against something else. And then there's so much political risk against it versus itself.
How feasible do you think it is that these economies would come back to the gold standard using the kind of tokens that Kinka, like say using Kinka, for example, as a currency?
Right. So I had this conversation a lot. Is like, what's really the value of a dollar? What's the value of a yen? And people talk to me. I don't ever pretend to be a currency expert or be able to give advice on which currency would do better than others. But whenever you're talking about currency, it's always the value of it against something else. And then there's so much political risk against it versus itself. At any moment, the government can change the inflation rate, can change the Fed rates. But there's a political risk for other governments. You saw what the American government did to Russia when they froze all their bonds, the treasuries. To me, there must be countries out there that will want to treat gold as a safe haven compared to U.S. treasuries. If they happen to mess up in this kind of crazy world that we're in, they may end up having all of their U.S. treasuries frozen, which were supposed to be a safe haven asset. So the political risk on currencies is enormous these days. Gold is just completely separate from all of that.
Yeah, I do. Again, I have, I think you and I are on the same page here. What I like about this is, like I said, it is an asset that has a very well established market, and specifically, what you offer is something that is truly feasible as a real currency. I mean, it has real utility. This is not just kind of like maybe it's a nice to have. It's a must have, I think.